Into the cage.
We're live.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Nerdy News Show. Today we have so many good things to talk about.
So offensive.
I'm part Vietnamese.
I know.
I can do it. Y'all can't do it.
Cannot.
But, anyway,
Physically, we can.
Well, Josh can do the Nick Cage gone in 60
wise,
seconds.
you cannot. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we talk about the nerdy news that we're excited about and also answer questions from you, the people. But before we get started, we don't introduce the host, but we will chit-chat, talk about... It's been a whole week since we've been all together, congregating, talking about things. We might have some continuations of last week's stories or some updates in the world because, you know, we're people trying to connect and bond and harmonize and show why we even exist on this blue marble of dust in the world.
And strike and protest, too.
It's not even your story. That's my story this week.
I know, but I just said it's what people are doing right now. I thought I'd say that. That's all.
I know. I see it. I see the lines.
I had no idea how hard picketing would be on the body.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, wow. And especially when you do the early shift, like I was it's so early.
Get
That's
them
why,
good shoes.
that's why Jay Leno could only donate some donuts because he's just like, man, my head's so big, I can't.
Did you see how hard of a time he has walking? I felt sad for that moment. Him walking out of his car. I'm like, oh, the knees.
That's good, man.
Didn't he just like get out of the ICU a little bit ago for being on fire?
Shit. That's right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
And
explains
he came and dropped the donuts.
He was in a
you know?
car wreck.
He came out saying,
Nolan was at Paramount today.
Get some donuts for you. Get some donuts.
Is that
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, look, it's Conan.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I didn't know we had this. That's tonight's show.
Jay Leno's here.
What is happening?
Steve, how are you doing? How's the week been for you?
Man, I'm doing great. There was a phenomenal event that I'll talk about later on Saturday night and it was amazing. And I'll just talk about it when it's time. But
feel
I'm
like
still riding that high.
Hey, what we do in the bedroom is between you and I.
Not this time. It's not that.
I
This time,
know
not
it.
that.
I knew it.
This time, not that.
I freaking knew it.
I freaking knew it.
Corey, how you
God.
doing?
Good, man. I've been good. I've been
You stash.
been all right. We got the
Look at
dad
that
stashes
Look
back.
at that stash.
Yeah.
Bum,
I
bum,
mean,
bum, bum,
there's a lot of good magic goodies coming up that I
bum, bum,
am
bum,
thoroughly excited for.
bum, bum,
So it's been a good week. It's been a good week for magic spoilers.
bum, bum,
No Pinkertons sent our way.
Well, then I'm not interested.
So
Walter White did not come and knock.
no, we're doing okay. How about you, Tom?
Chilling. You know, I did some emailing. I did some writing. I did some
nice.
driving around, having to go buy a book. Going to a place that didn't have the book, so I was just like, I'm not gonna go to this place and not buy a book. I felt, you know, when you like walk into a place and you're looking to buy something, and like they don't have it, and you're just like,
Gotta buy something.
I can't. Well, you're like, well, if they're like local, like independently owned, you're like, I have to buy. You know,
I'll get a payday.
yeah. So I just had to do that. And also shout out to Battery Print for noticing that the dad from Inside Out's here. Oh my God! Yes, yes.
You're
like,
Riley's
aren't you paying
dad.
attention? Boom, they're all anger.
Yeah.
I would die for Riley.
Have you guys seen my bit on that where I was like, the first time I
No.
did this, I was like, I either look like a dad, but I really think I've entered into my Pixar dad phase, and I did a side by side with that dad.
Josh,
I love it.
how
I
about
love
you,
it.
man? How was your weekend? Do anything fun, feel exciting since last time we've seen each other on here?
I got my new interactive voiceover demo this past week, so I've been sending so many emails to casting directors and whatnot. I've been working out. I started again after being off for like 6 months because of my back. I decided to, because my chiropractor was like, hey, I think you can start, you know, strengthening your leg muscles and because I still have some numbness in my foot. So it's just about kind of activating those muscles to try to
Some
get
people
the nerves
pay extra for that.
I know. Worth it. So yeah, I'm just working, doing what's that called? Cardio, mainly every day. And
Doing squats, bro? How much you putting up on the rack, bro?
no, that's not gonna happen.
10.
There it is.
1,000.
Yeah, I mean,
100.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy on Friday. I was picketing at Disney in the morning on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good balance.
it was a week.
It was a week.
It was a week. It was a week.
Well, I'll say let's get into this nerdy news because last week we went a little late.
Yeah, we got a little long in the teeth. Let's do some quick clappies.
Yeah. This is Brad.
This is Josh.
Seth freaking Rollins.
There it is.
This is Sparta.
There it is.
There it is. There it is.
Who wants to go first with their nerdy news?
They're neutering news.
Neutering news. Neuter and spit your pets.
Do we want to bookend with happy or do we want to start with sad? What do we want to do? Because I have some sad news, at least for me.
Do the sad. Start with sad.
We'll start with sad.
sadness.
Okay, so today an announcement was released, and
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Hold on.
it made me super sad because I remember the moment when I bought the album in 2001. But today, after 27 years, Sum 41 is disbanding.
That's
Don't
right.
count on me.
Yeah.
It's a point you're making. Don't count on me. Because I'm not listening.
So they're still going to release their final studio album and they're going to do their tour. But then after that, they are disbanding. But I just
Josh, you don't have the PA's clip ready to go.
I mean, I was going to say shout out to us, Punk Rock RS episode 191. We did talk in length about Sum 41. And we also made a Spotify playlist that went along with all the artists that we were talking about. But yeah, I mean, it was very bittersweet because for me, like Sum 41, like I remember 2001, I was 16, I was in high school, I was like, I was in my emo punk stage, and like Sum 41 was kind of it was mainstream.
Like, my name is El
so,
Nino.
It just felt so cool. And like, I don't know. And I just remember buying the album at Best Buy in El Cajon at Parkway Plaza. Like,
they had a great song on the Spider-Man soundtrack, the Toby Spider-Man. I forgot the name of the song though, but it was a fantastic song.
Well, they had one in the Fantastic Four movie.
That too.
And it was No Apologies.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Tobey Maguire one, I don't remember.
It's on the album. I don't remember if it was in the credits, in the end credits, but it's on the album. The one thing I always remember was their first like documentary tour they went on, because they went to a school that said that they were playing, and on the placard that says Sum 41, they rearranged their name so it said Sum Farty One, so you have to sound Irish when you say their name. So, look, Sum Farty One playing here at the school.
Wow!
Always remember that. Always remember that.
I respect that.
My main condolences, I'm going to say, is that when Chester Bennington passed away, they came to do the Chester parts for the vocals for that tour, and I was pretty. I was like, if there was anyone that was going to do it, I was like, that makes sense.
Good voice.
It sounds pretty amicable though. Just reading their statement that it's like they're finishing this tour and they're going to do like a worldwide farewell tour together. Yeah. And then they're gonna. It sounds like they just want to I just want to do family stuff now.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 25 years.
Yeah. I do like. It's an interesting time in music, I think, especially for at least me anyway. Like a lot of emo bands, punk bands are getting back together and performing again, and like it's kind of like the elder emo thing it's a thing, and it's like coming back, and it's not coming back. It's just it's having a reawakening, and it's all these the younger generation is like discovering 2000s emo, and the parents are like, oh, honey, let me show you some stuff.
There's a Northern California high school band called Last July, and they specialize in covering late 90s and early 2000s rock and pop rock.
Yeah.
So when they're singing, I'm like, oh my God, I've reached that age.
There's some artists on TikTok that I follow that, like, if you were just to close your eyes and listen, you'd be like, wow, this kind of, I mean, they're totally inspired by that age of music. And it sounds, there is a certain style, even just to the vocals, the guitars, like everything. It's I don't know. It's fun. So, but I was sad. I've been listening to Sum 41 for the past few hours, so I'm just like, nice. This is fun. Anyway, next.
Steve's, Corey?
Either one? Steve's?
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Oh, yeah.
Big events happened on Saturday. WWE Backlash, which is the pay-per-view that takes place after WrestleMania, usually is a... Am I not working? Tom's moving the hand thing.
It's big. It's big. Come on, man.
I thought my internet was going out again.
It's a penis joke. It's, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
It's Tom.
So, Backlash usually ends whatever's left over WrestleMania and starts new storylines. Well, this was the first time ever that a premium live event was held on the island of Puerto Rico.
Shout out.
Puerto Rico first. They've had house shows there, but it's the first live event that has occurred on Puerto Rico, and the Puerto Rican people came out in droves, and they were invested into this entire event. It did help that Bad Bunny was going to be in a wrestling match.
Paul is right now?
He wasn't at this pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
But Bad Bunny was hosting and was involved in a match. Now, for backstory, Bad Bunny is a huge wrestling nerd. He has performed in 5 or 6 matches in the last 3 years and actually puts on quite a good show. He was there. The crowd went nuts for him. It was like Jesus walked out. He was coming out to a song, Chambia, from 2017. The whole crowd was singing it the whole time. You had returns from guys like Carlito, who was from Puerto Rico, Savio Vega from the early mid-90s. But not just the Puerto Rican involved wrestlers, the entire crowd was invested in every single match. It was fire. Seth Rollins beat Omos. Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar. The Usos and Solo beat Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Matt Riddle. But we got the numbers out today. The increase in sales is up 28% from last year's Backlash, and it set a record for at-gate revenue at the actual physical location.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so Backlash is a good thing.
Yes. That's the name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, when I read it in the notes, I was like, oh, bad stuff. Backlash.
Backlash is the name of the pay-per-view, of the premium live event. WWE Backlash. Sorry. Apologies. It's always the after WrestleMania pay-per-view. Now they're called premium live events because you're streaming them through Peacock. But it was a phenomenal show. There was a great moment. Zelina Vega, whose parents are from Puerto Rico, who, when she was very little, told her dad she was going to become a wrestler. Her dad died in the attacks of 9/11. He was on one of the planes. And so she came out decked out in Puerto Rican colors. The way her robe comes out, it made a full Puerto Rican flag. Crowd gave her a standing ovation before and after her match, and her tears were not part of her character. She couldn't stay in character, which was totally understandable when your country, men and women, are fully cheering you on. It was beautiful, but it was an amazing pay-per-view. It was an outstanding show.
Hell yeah.
Good news.
Yep.
Corey, you, me.
Why don't you go? You got some more serious topics, and I'll end it with some fluff before we get in the questions.
All right, for sure, homie. So everybody knows last week, Steve's kind of also talked about something before, because I talked about it the week before where he wasn't on. That was the WGA strike that was happening. It was a huge resounding agreement that they were going to go strike. And so now we're coming upon a full 6 days. Tomorrow will be the 7th day, a full week of striking. So people are lined up at outside the studios, and they had a big town hall meeting for all the unions, and everyone so far since then just kind of catching you up, kind of showed in full support, not only because like, hey, they want to be solidified and have solidarity, but like all their contracts are coming up too. So Teamsters, DGA, PGA, and SAG-AFTRA, all of them showed up in support of WGA, East and West. So that being said, particularly, I always say it this way: whenever there's like a big movement or initiative of any sort, right? So like, let's say restore the Snyderverse, right? It means so much more when people who are outside of that community voice opinions and take a stand, right? So like during IATSE, it was a very big deal. Like that happened in 2021, that strike. It was a very big deal when other unions showing were like, hey, we want to be solidified. It can't just be IATSE by himself, even though all of IATSE and together, like in its whole number, represents a huge portion of the industry. But with the writers, it can't just be the writers. It has to be that the producers, and as well as the directors, and as well as the actors are showing their support. So, if you check at Twitter, you check at social media, whatever you want to check, you'll see people like Ben Schwartz and Tom Ellis and Jay Leno, all these people coming in, physically being there as long as they can, and showing the support. Actors who you didn't think that would be part of the WGA. If you want more information, obviously check out script notes from Craig Mazin and John August. They definitely know a lot more than what I'm going to talk about, but particularly the big headlining news is that the Duffer brothers, who took to their Instagram of the Strange Writers handle, and they said that, hey, Duffer brothers here, we will not be working and planning or shooting or any kind of going forward with season 5 of Stranger Things until the writer strike is over. Just because the script is done and filming begins doesn't mean the writing is over. The writing happens on the day, right? Like, you could do table reads all you want, but then when you're on there, you're in the moment, you're doing the scene, then all of a sudden like a line comes out and it doesn't play right. You change the line and you think like, oh, well, that's not writing, that's just improvising or blah, blah, blah. That's a writing piece. And if you're going to work on a union show and you're working on a piece, like a written script from a union writer, then you need to have them there. You need to have them there. You need to have that approval, all that kind of legal stuff to give, but also just that credit, because, I can go to the intricacies of how like a show is ran and how a series is broken down. And then each episode, a writer will get that episode. And, that'd be a whole long podcast in itself. But that being said, George R.R. Martin had also joined the fray, saying that the other Game of Thrones spinoff will also be ceasing any type of production going on in kind of solidarity. The kind of interesting like outlier or big name thing to kind of like look at, and this isn't just because like they're the ones with the big target on their back, but it's something to talk about and think about. Is that at the time of the reporting, Rings of Power executives had said that they are going to continue production without any directors or writers on set. So an executive would just be overseeing the shooting. Some producer
sounds great
that doesn't have a director, that doesn't have no writer there. They can't change the script. Again, we talked about Quantum of Solace. We talked about Heroes. We talked about how it shows like how terrible that can be and detrimental to the show and the health of it. That being said, again, at the time, there's always developing shows like Severance, Evil. All completely have stopped production. They're like, we're ceasing production. We're not going to continue. So what the main takeaway is that it really does speak volumes when you have full swaths of shows and showrunners who are beyond just a writer or producer. Now that they have these giant shows behind them being like, no, we're not going to do it too. We believe that they should get paid fair amount. And that's all they're really asking for is a fair deal, and not asking for more than 3%. So it's pretty crazy. Again, I don't know all the intricacies about it. If you definitely want to get some more information, Script Notes, I recommend Script Notes, probably like the number one. Steve's?
Two things. One, let's be honest, George R.R. Martin's been on strike for 10 years now. He hasn't written anything in 10 years. Two, it's a dig on his books. No new books. Okay. Two, along with Script Notes, last Friday, The Daily, the New York Times podcast, had a great segment about why the strike is happening. Goes into detail about how the streaming destroyed the residuals you get from reruns, how instead of 24 episodes, you're doing 8 to 10, and how it takes away some of the learning atmosphere that writers get when they're on set, because in some cases, rooms. They're just writing and giving the script and that's it, and looking for work when they're done. So it's a great breakdown. The Daily's episode from Friday, which was May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. So check that one out too.
Thank you. Sweet. Corey, and I mean, if I can add one little bit quick thing that's not on here, it's a little side tangential. I recommend anyone who watches our show, who is an advocate of nerdy stuff, who loves podcasts, check out Kevin Smith's People interview that he did on mental health and their mental breakdown. It's about a 25-minute video. It's really cool. Little hard to watch if you have some triggers and all that stuff, but very cool to see someone that we all know and love be very open and also just kind of talk about how they need to find happiness in life. I thought that was really cool, and not super like, here's a big headline, but I think people should watch it. And I think it's news to me, and I think people should watch it. Corey.
That's the way the news goes. So Magic the Gathering. We had MagicCon Minneapolis happen this past weekend, and we got to see some spoilery stuff from a couple of what they're calling Universes Beyond sets. The first one, if you're a Doctor Who fan, we got... Whovian. Sorry. Who? A Whovian.
It's not me, though.
We got a lot of stuff. I've recently gotten back into Doctor Who. Shout out to Amanda. Thank you. But we have some Commander... We get some little inklings of what these commanders going to be. 4 commander decks coming for Doctor Who with 50 brand new cards in each one.
A lot of cards.
So 200 cards, brand new Magic the Gathering that are unique to Doctor Who alone. Wow. And our four commander decks are going to be what's called, the first one, Blast from the Past. So it's going to be focused, what they believe is going to be focused around the older Doctors before the reboot, and that's going to be white, blue, and green, or otherwise known as Bant. The next deck, which they're thinking will focus on the 9th, 10th, and 11th Doctor, is called Timey Wimey, and it's Jeskai, white, red, and blue.
Fun name.
So that's the one I'll be playing. Then the 12th and 13th Doctors in a thing called Paradox Power, which is red, blue, and green. And then finally, they got one deck for the baddies, and that's going to be called Masters of Evil, and it is Grixis, Tom. There you go. That's what talented with the Daleks and all that kind of stuff. We also got some sweet art for some of the cards that will be coming. But that's really exciting. 50 unique cards in each commander deck is insane. To give you a kind of idea of what we mean by that, I think in the 40k one there was like 20 each, and that was still like mind blowing. So half the deck is brand new cards.
Wow.
in our second set of news,
And
we
typically
also got,
like 27 at least of those cards are just lands.
yeah.
So it's crazy.
The other half of this news at MagicCon Minneapolis is we got spoilers of actual cards for the Lord of the Rings set that's coming out later this year, which I am so excited for. We got to see a new card for Bilbo, Frodo, and Gandalf, as well as some other hobbits, hobbit creatures, and Sauron himself, Sauron the Necromancer. So before he's the great evil. But it's looking pretty good. Like, this looks like a really flavor heavy deck. Tom, if you could just put the graphics up, that'd be great. Just to spoil one here, we got a card called Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. It's a blue card, a wizard. He's a 2/4 with flash, meaning you can cast him at any time. You may cast his ability is you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. And his second ability is whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Gandalf, your ring bearer, you can draw a card. So the flavor on this is a wizard shows up precisely when he means to with flash, and will not take the ring, as it can go to someone else. As Gandalf says in the movies, don't tempt me, Frodo.
I put it up. I did it. I did the thing.
Yeah,
I have the webpage on.
Like flavor wise, this set is on it. We got a nice little Bilbo retired burglar.
It's right there.
Where he makes treasure tokens. Yeah, it's fun. So this looks like a great set. I'm looking forward to that.
Does it speak friend?
It's covering my face.
And enter. We might get an artifact, Tom. That is the Mines of Moria's secret door.
I can't see it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This set is the one, obviously, like I'm like any other set before this, I'm like, no, pass. This is my smash set where it's like, I don't care. I'm buying this one.
Bombadil. Tom Bombadil.
The Tom Bombadil card is sick.
Bombadil.
There's a Radagast card I'm building a deck around already. That's just it. The deck turns everybody else's creatures into beasts and critters, which is like all Radagast wants to do. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's my news.
Hey, that is the first part of our show. Now on to the second part of the show.
We did it.
In which we answer questions from you, the people. And if you would like to send in some questions, there are so many ways. You can go to nerdon.tv/questions, but the best way, really, I think probably the most fun way, is to join the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord, and there are channels within there. Yes, send an owl. Smoke signals work fine. So in the Discord, there are channels for you to submit questions, but the absolute best way, like having a direct line to us, is to join the Nerd On Nation, powered by Patreon. And in that, you get private channels in our Discord that you can submit questions to and get that Nerd On Nudge and some other stuff. But you can ask questions like B-Rad. B-Rad asks, what's a movie that you classify as almost a fairy tale but isn't? For example, The Shape of Water. Amelie.
The Departed.
Oh, man, it was gonna be Amelie. I'll think of something else.
Almost a fairy tale, but isn't.
Once Upon a Time in America. No, no.
I mean, it is Once Upon a Time. Almost a fairy tale, but isn't. I mean, The Menu is kind of like it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
All right, I respect that. I can see that. That's like one interpretation of it.
It's like all these. It's like you got to choose just the right thing, kind of. You know, that little magical thing. No, it's actually more like an Agatha Christie book. It's not like a fairy tale at all.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say, because it's being narrated. Goodfellas.
Wow.
As far back as I can remember.
Josh, there is a correct answer for you.
Yeah, there is. There's absolutely the correct answer. Come on, boy.
Moulin Rouge.
No, that's a good answer though. That's a really good answer.
I'm drawing a blank, so
Oh man, I know what. Sorry,
he's sitting behind you.
Oh, Paddington.
Yeah.
I get
That's
it.
like a fairy tale, but not. It's not considered one. But
I
it
was
is
looking
because
at
like a
the
little
Goonies
bear
poster.
comes to life and lives in London.
No, you're
like
right. You're right. That's the correct answer.
that's so Beatrix Potter. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's a reference for 3 people, by the way.
I
That's
got
what that
my
is.
answer. My answer is going to be Black
Casino,
Swan.
yeah.
Alita Battle Angel. Oh,
Oh, Black Swan. Yeah.
Black Swan.
Black Squad.
Squan as well. The sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
No.
That is a fairy tale.
Brightburn.
Brothers Grimm, starring Heath Ledger and Matt Damon.
I guess the Princess
Damon.
Bride is like it's a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Slumberland. Slumberland. With the Momoas.
Save the
Slumberland?
Last Dance.
Ooh, that's yes. Wait,
10
hold
things I hate about you.
on. Save the
I'm
last
just
dance.
naming
Hold on.
things that are
You gotta bob your head.
with Julia
Bob your head.
Stiles.
You gotta bob your head like this. You gotta bob your head.
A
Sean
fairy
Patrick
tale, but
Thomas.
isn't. It would have been Amelie, but they threw that in there. That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
Good
Amelie
job,
is
Brad.
like such a fairy tale, but not a fairy tale movie. Uh,
Pan's Labyrinth.
Science of Sleep.
Pan's Labyrinth. That is kind
Pan's
of
Labyrinth is a fairy
It is
tale
a
for
fairy tale.
sure. A fairy tale. Come on,
I'm gonna say
man.
Science of Sleep. I'm gonna say Science of Sleep. Almost fairy tale like. If you haven't seen that movie, we would highly recommend watching it. Also,
Oh, The Phantom Thread.
Ooh, I saw that.
Terrible movie. Like
Yeah.
not terrible, but just like
Yeah.
you feel so bad.
not a fairy tale though.
Yeah.
All right,
Would you
Like
call
a
Hook a
princess
fairy
gets,
tale?
like, gets whisked away by a prince, but
because
then
it's literally
just
from a fairy tale book. Peter Pan is a fairy.
oh
fairy
yeah.
tale book.
Yeah,
No,
but
it is not, Corey. It is
Fine.
fine. Fine.
Fine.
I think Paddington's a solid answer.
No, it is. I honestly, it's a question that I'm like, I mean, yeah,
I would say
Paddington is
Hook
the
is
answer.
just
but-
because it's literally derived from a fairy tale, and I know that the author wrote stories about Pan being older and stuff like that, or people coming back to Neverland later.
Estevez.
Hmm.
What about I
The
Kill
Mighty
Giants?
Ducks.
Hello, what?
I Kill Giants.
It's a comic book. It is fairy tale like. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that one. I Kill Giants. Yeah. Agreed. Along with Goodfellas and Casino. Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las
Oh,
Vegas
yes. Yeah. There you go. That's
is
narrated.
like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
And it's narrated.
Yep. Bingo.
I feel like that's
Oh.
right.
Eternal Sunshine.
Are you gonna write a treatment for the Wolf Among Us movie, and just do like a series
well,
that
I
takes
can't
place?
because an industry owns it, so
Ah.
strike. Sunshine, Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind. Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Isle
Huh?
of Dogs.
Huh?
Isle of Dogs. Anyone?
It's like 101 Dalmatians.
Wes Anderson's
Yeah.
dog movie. I feel like
Homeward
it's fairy tale.
Bound.
Homeward Bound. Yes.
Homeward
Homeward
Bound.
Bound is very fairy tale. Talking animals. You kidding me?
There you go. There you go.
My wife and I put that on, by
Oh.
the way, like early pandemic. I was like, oh, we should watch this. I've watched this since I love this movie. Cut to us an hour and a half later, like bawling our eyes out. Oh, Peter, I'm home. And you're just like, God damn it.
Milo and Otis. Like,
Oh, Milo Notice.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Marley and Me.
Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah.
Because they're late.
Next
They're
question.
always late. Okay, next question.
okay.
Partly
Next
me.
question comes
Partly
from
the thing.
Spencer.
The
Shout out.
thing.
Shout out.
The
I do
thing.
want to shout out to Spencer because last week he was hanging out with us in the green room and on the
Shout
episode
out.
chat. And he texted me the next day and he's like, I'm really sorry if I upset you. I was like,
Oh,
you didn't upset me?
no.
Like, what are you talking about? But hey, Spencer, I love you. Next,
nice.
Next
Spencer, too nice.
question comes from Spencer. Your perfect magic commander limited to 3 colors or less does what? I don't have an answer for this, so I will.
Like we get to make up our own.
The fuck?
Corey's blue, white, black says fuck you. All my artifacts are hexproof, indestructible, can't be targeted, and can't fucking do anything. They phase out, and I phase out. And also, I take 1 turn if I have 10 or more artifacts with sunburst on them.
So also affinity for artifacts. And this spell can't be countered. You forgot that
and
part.
also ward half your life.
Oh, yeah. And if you choose to ward, it also costs you another half of your life.
And then his name is just fucking, I don't know, Bob, the chilled white guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Friend to all. My perfect commander is mono black.
Wait, I didn't actually get to answer, but yeah.
Mine is
let you
mono
go.
black. To pay is nothing but like 5 Phyrexian mana.
Yeah.
And has infect, lifelink, and hexproof, and it says when it deals damage, I can play one creature from everyone's top of their card. Or play one card from the top of everyone's deck.
All right.
And it's Sheev Palpatine.
So
what's your
mine
real one card?
is cost 7, colorless.
Oh,
Has affinity for artifacts, Tom. It's on a 5/4 body. It has modes, right? So you pay a blue, tap 2 artifacts, you draw a card. Pay a black, sack 2 artifacts, destroy target permanent. And pay a white.
Black.
Hey Tom, this is your dream commander. Pay a white. Pay a white, tap 2 artifacts, exile a creature from the battlefield and return it to the battlefield. It also gives your creatures menace.
Menace.
Yeah, artifact creatures have menace.
But okay, now let's try to do a real card, and then we'll just horoscope
was.
it. What card is that?
Oh, we have to do a real card that exists.
Yeah, a real card that exists. A real card that exists, and we'll horoscope it for Josh and the Steves.
Yeah.
So what's your pick for Josh?
Let me get the name of it real quick. I got this though. It's a deck I want Josh to build. I have it saved right here.
But
It's Bant. It's never gonna happen.
it's probably, I mean, me building a deck now.
It's Arcades.
Yeah.
It's Arcades.
Arcades, the strategist. I wanted to make sure I got that right.
The wall dragon, elder dragon man.
He's a 3/5 elder dragon. He has flying and vigilance. Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Each creature you control with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. You go balls to the walls. That's what the deck's called.
Nice.
It's all walls.
Nice.
Balls.
That's the deck.
Steve's?
That's the deck.
Deep.
Steve's is a Zangief from that Street Fighter secret lair.
Nice. Very
'Cause
nice.
he's a big man who wrestles bears.
Good. Very nice.
He likes to razzling.
I think he would have like a fling deck. I think he would get big beefy creatures and just throw them at your face.
Or he can just.
He's like, oh, my 20/20, I sacrifice does 20 damage to your face. I throw it at you. I throw it at you.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
My version of that is Megatron, where it eats
Sure.
an artifact, shoots it. But
This one has chair smash.
but okay, so but a real like
through
what's it
table.
do also for the question in case I don't know, like it says your perfect commander limited to what's also like a 3-color commander that you really like to use, Corey?
Oh, Urza. All day. That is my
the new one?
Urza
That's
Chief Artificer is like a perfect commander to me.
Mm.
Like if you were to like turn it back, be like, Corey, we made you a commander and you showed me this card. I was like, you did. You really did make me personally a commander. It's Esper. It gives all my artifact creatures menace, and it poops out a big artifact every single turn that I have.
That's
The only other 3-color commander that I use is Sir Gwyn. Outside that, it's Nicol Bolas.
Dude, Bolas all day is perfect for you.
It's Nicol Bolas, so
Yeah.
that's my boy.
Yeah.
Nickel
Moving
balls.
on.
Question. Spencer, we want to know yours now.
Yeah.
Send it.
Send
Next
it.
question comes from Jose. What are your favorite crossovers? TV shows, video games, movies, comics, etc.
If you have multiple, I think that definitely still counts. So, as Steve's, I know you play a lot of video games.
3. I have 3.
All right, let's hear him, Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
Okay. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Okay.
Has a whole bunch.
Nice. Nice.
Spawn versus Batman,
Yeah.
and the recent Transformers versus the Terminator
Ooh.
comic book series. That was fun. It was fun and looked dope.
Okay. Steve's or Josh?
Or Corey?
Yeah.
Steve,
Josh just did his.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad. Other white guy with the mustache?
Who Framed Roger
Do you
Rabbit?
have one, Joe? Do you have one, Steves?
Yeah, I got a few. Hang on. The Arrowverse crossovers.
Oh.
Those were
Which
always.
one?
Dude,
Oh, your favorite crossovers. So I guess.
yeah. So whenever the Arrowverse did it, the shows could have had horrible seasons, and their crossovers were still epic. They're still great.
When I got to promote a couple of like the major crossover events at the when all of the seasons are coming to their mid-season finales and everything's just blowing up and going to hell. It's like we can pull SOTs from anything. We could do whatever we want.
Whatever we want to do. I also really liked when Batman and the Ninja Turtles crossed
Hell
over.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That's the first two that come to mind I can think of.
Corey.
The only thing I can think of right now, and this is such a weird thing, is Jay and Bob, Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah.
Where it's like all of the View Askew stuff,
The Jersey
crossovers,
movies.
and like Goodwill Hunting and Star Wars, all of it.
Applesauce.
I know that's
bitch.
not my answer, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. It's probably because we watched Fanboys the other day.
Bullshit. I wasn't with the hooker today. Ha ha.
Yeah, I can't really. I mean, there's like the only other thing that's coming to mind is like the weird like Alien vs Predator or Freddy vs Jason, which also isn't my favorite
Yes.
crossovers. of all
But they're
time.
so good.
But why can't I think of any crossovers?
For video game. Come on, man. Smash Bros.
Oh yeah.
It's like the ultimate crossover. For comics, for variety's sake, let's do Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Spider-Man
I had
Nightcrawler.
And then for movies, let's do fucking
Space Jam.
Space Jam's a good one.
Oh.
Let's do
NBA. WB.
Hey, we got a new follower.
Oh.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Nice.
TV shows when Dexter showed up in Powerpuff Girls. Or when Johnny Bravo met Velma and the Scooby-Doo gang, and then they swapped their glasses.
Nice.
My glasses.
I can't be seen without my glasses. And I mean, also Ben 10 and Generator Rex. It was fucking baller. Oh, Batman Beyond and Justice League. Oh, and Batman with Static Shock.
So I started doing a little search, like crossovers, and I'm like, some of them are just they're hypotheticals. They're just like fan crossover ideas. Like if you just do a search, just do a Google search, and you look at images, you're like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing.
I got one.
Yeah.
It's the Terminator in Wayne's World.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
The Terminator
TAM.
cop, Wayne's World.
I dig
There you
it.
go. Done. I'm out.
Nice.
I dig it.
Next question, or we got any more?
That's your
Yeah,
part.
good luck topping that one.
That's
DJ Airborne.
Then it would be the Terminator and RoboCop in Mortal Kombat 11.
Next question. But you lose Wayne and Garth, so
we're not worthy.
They're DSLs. They're DC
What?
DLCs. All right, we'll do another question. We'll do the questions from the bin from the chats from last week. Question from T-Dog. This is an oldie but favorite question. Question: Who was the great Gator?
I'm halfway done.
Ooh,
I'm halfway done.
Corey's
It's coming.
got The question is, who is the great
I'm in the lead so far.
Gator Guesser Supreme Guesser 2022? Everyone. So once Corey pulls out that abacus and gets the rest of those calculations, you will know.
Very
Carry
good at
the 40.
calculations.
Very good. Very good at calculations. Oh, okay. Also, Batman and accounting in The Dark Knight. You know.
Yes, nice. Good crossover.
Great
Great crossover. Yes.
Brilliant. Never before seen.
Spider-Man. I can't believe we never said Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're trying to have variety. I think that's why.
That was like the best one though.
We were trying to use our brains.
Kung Fu Panda and Shrek. I don't know, man. All right.
Shrek and ketchup. Easy squeeze.
This question is going to be from Zell Namor.
Shout out.
Question. I don't remember if this has been asked, but if you were in D&D classes, what would you be? Bard, Artificer, Barbarian, Cleric, Fighter, Druid, Paladin, Rough Wizard, Sorcerer, Warlock. If multi-classing, only one other class.
Sorcerer, Paladin.
I forgot what it was.
Sorcerer, baby, all day. It's my favorite thing I've ever played.
I know that we've answered this, but I'm just gonna say what I always say. I'm a barbarian. I'm a barbarian. I still love the character. That was such a fun character.
Okay, help me out. Because when we did it, when we did it on the Crusaders and had our own D&D game, basically Manderson had our characters match who our favorite superheroes were. So mine matched Batman, and I was like Ninja Monk. I don't know. I'm off.
Yeah, you're a monk.
Monk. Okay.
He built me one off of Nightcrawler.
Okay.
Which was a lot of fun. Which was like a rogue warlock essentially.
He built me a Superman.
I think I would want to be. I would want to be like, what's this, like a spell sort? It's like a paladin sorcerer, I guess.
That's what I just said. Yeah, Sorkadin.
He just said that.
Fine, I'll be a paladin whiz. No, fuck it.
No, Sorkadin is the way to go, dude. It's so fun.
It's rogue. I mean, I was a rogue monk before, so it was kind of cool. But it's so sneaky and it's so hard to like do a lot of damage. I like doing a lot of damage. Probably fine. I'd probably be like a barbarian fighter.
Nice.
Okay.
Punch a lot.
Punch a lot.
Yeah. Next question.
Yes.
Next question from Johnny 1992. Johnny Horror. My daughter just got into Ninja Turtles, and I'm very excited about it. So, question: which Ninja Turtle you want to hang out, and what will you be doing?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
I've always been. They're all four amazing. I've always been a Donatello fan.
Because that's the right answer.
He's the nerdy. He still has the surfer bum that they all four have, but he's the nerdy one.
Yeah. So it's the right answer.
Donnie.
Because you're
Donatello.
smart. Yeah.
Thanks.
And what would you be doing? Playing video games.
What?
using our handheld digital devices.
Tom, Josh?
I would want to hang out with Michelangelo.
Of course.
He's a party dude, man.
Of course, man.
Party dude, and I think sometimes I'm just too serious in my head, and I'm like, hey, I need to hang out with the cool cats, and probably just hanging out, eating pizza, playing video games, whatever the fuck we want. That's why
he and Donatello are really close. So
yeah,
bros for life.
I mean,
Tommy, who'd you pick?
Although Raph is my favorite, I'm fucking hanging out with them. I hang out with Leo, that fucking straight edge, boring loser.
It's Mikey.
I'm probably hanging out with Mikey.
Yeah.
The only thing is with Mikey, I was like, I might have to wrangle him and say, "Hey, let's not fuck around." And he's just like, "Let's have a good time."
And then Tom would be looking at Donatello, being like, "I should have hung out with Donatello."
No, it's like I mean, he's the one with the car, so I'm like,
I'd want to hang out with all of them at least once.
He's smart.
I got another board. I'm like, kick push.
It's Donatello. It's the right answer.
Raph's just like, I got my motorcycle, but only
you could like talk technology with him.
Yeah.
He could hold a conversation.
Bow staffs.
Yeah.
Large dicks.
And then Leo,
like,
you hang out with him.
He's not as straight edge as Leo. Like, he wants to joke.
I think we should meditate. And I'm like, bro.
Random side note: have you guys ever seen the theory? What describes why Splinter gave them the weapons they have?
No.
That's a theory. It's not like
but it
true.
makes sense though. It makes sense though.
Theories are fun. Gravity's a theory.
Splinter.
Go ahead,
So
Splinter.
Donatello, because he's the genius and
Techie guy.
very techie guy, he's given the bow staff because it's so simple and he has creative ways of using it. Basically,
He
It's very
has to
simple weapon.
find creative ways.
Find
Yeah.
creative ways, yes. Raphael is given the size because they are a defensive weapon, not offensive. Like the points are rounded. Mikey,
He's the most aggressive one.
Mikey, being the party animal, is given the nunchucks because it requires more respect and
The
attention.
most focus.
On them. And Leo is the only one with the weapons that can kill because he's the
Level-headed.
one who makes the decision not to kill.
Not two. I
thought
love
that
that
was
theory.
awesome. I love that
think
theory.
that theory is great.
I dig it. I dig
I
it.
accept that as headcanon now.
It's canon. Done.
It's canon. You heard it here. Nerd on.
Done.
Thanks for watching. You know the
All
deal,
right,
as
Kev.
always.
All right, Kevy Eastman.
What other questions do we have in the chat? Either that or I'm gonna go
I have
dig
one
into
from
Discord.
Mamba.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Being
Question.
that there is 4
Yeah.
people,
You
how
wanna
would your
read it?
co-host know that it was you that came into the door, even though they couldn't see and hear you?
Whoa.
How would your co-host know that it was you that came into the doorway, even though they couldn't hear and see you? So if you couldn't hear or see, how would we let us know? I'm saying, how would we let you know it's me, or how would they just know it's us by something?
If we were in the same room together, how can I tell if one of these people came in?
Because
Yeah.
I would have entered the room like a wrestler, so you'd feel the air of my hands just coming through and everything and stomping
Mhm.
away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Next.
That's a good one.
How would they know it was you? I mean, okay, so I've said this before. The Steve's and I, when we first met, I was a skinny, 120-pound,
15,
wet
115.
noodle,
115.
wet, and then some guy with flip flops and a kilt would come by.
Oh, that's Barry. Okay.
No, you I feel like you had the shorts, or you had.
I had shorts. Yeah.
You come by, you'd RKO me for no
Yeah,
reason,
I would. Yep.
and that's how I would know.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
would smell
and then
fried
I would
chicken, and I'd know Tom was here.
I would
That
feel
Ralph's, Chef Ralph's,
I'm walking in.
Chef Ralph's
Yeah,
fried
yeah.
chicken.
Oh, hey, it's Tom. I'd probably hug you.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, Josh, I'd probably feel like a giant hug from the back.
Yeah, and a kiss
From the
on
back
the
side.
lips. I'm just kidding.
Candles.
Corey, I feel like I would just feel one digit
Mhm.
on my sternum,
Oh,
and I would look down, and then it would flick my finger. I was like, okay.
That's about right.
made you look.
I just let the mustache tickle your ear really gently, like, "Hi,
Like this.
yeah. How you doing?"
Or I would hear this.
You can't hear or see.
You can't hear or see.
Oh, I would feel this.
the
Oh, magic
vibration. The vibration.
I would be putting a deck into your hand and be like, "It's okay."
You said deck.
It's
Deck.
Like,
A
I
deck,
put my deck in your hands, and you'd know it was me.
but it's
It's like,
big
all right,
deck in your hands.
I need to add the sound effect bounce, bow, bow.
Yes,
Good question. I like that one.
I got a question from Ethan. Who in the chat?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Are you guys excited for the Meg 2?
Of course.
Maybe
If he had seen the Meg 1.
if I saw the Meg 1. Do you know how much it made in the US?
Did it make a lot of money?
It made $580 million.
Hell yeah.
Because it was so fun. Did you see the
Well,
Steves?
I didn't see the
It
mag.
made-
It's Statham,
so-
right?
so
Statham.
it's only-
Yeah.
It only made 130 in America. The rest
Statham
of the
probably
money-
in the best and most Statham role I've ever seen him in.
the rest of the 580
Boy.
million it made was in Canada.
Oh my god. It's
God.
Megalodon.
Go fight this shark.
He does too, and it's great. It's so good. So dumb.
I still
It
need to
knows
watch it.
exactly how dumb it is, though, you know?
Yeah.
Where like Sharknado didn't quite, like it was still like, we're stupid, but we're like kind of edgy. This is just like, look, it's Jason Statham and a shark. What do you want?
Now, and I want him to narrate it like it's a Guy Ritchie movie. It's not a shark. It's not a whale.
It's a fucking megalodon.
It's fucking megalodon.
I
we
mean,
have to kill it before the Germans get here.
I miss that era of movies like Dante's Peak, Volcano, Lake Placid, Deep Blue Sea, where they were just like, humans, you're not
Armageddon,
safe.
Deep
Nature
Impact.
is coming for you. And I
You're
feel like
right.
the Meg is
It feels like the trend was that there was always one that was a little more scientifically accurate, and the other one that was just batshit couldn't happen. Dante's
yeah.
Peak, Volcano. Deep Impact, Armageddon.
I love like 90s like the large animal ones like Lake Placid. I watched recently again, and
Joe
I was
Young?
yeah, Lake Placid,
Placid, yeah.
Anaconda.
Deep Blue
Which
Sea.
there was a crossover.
Dude.
Anaconda and Lake Placid, there was a crossover of. Anyway,
Half of the reason I will never forget Deep Blue Sea is because of LL Cool J's song, "Deepest, bluest, my hat is like a shark's fin."
I'll
That
never,
chorus.
I'll never
That
forget
chorus.
the Sam Jackson speech. It is the best speech ever.
Yeah.
I remember watching
Ever.
that and still thinking
Thomas
he survived.
Jane,
Like
man.
looking for him. Oh yeah, Thomas Jane. That slow motion run
Hey.
at the end.
Yeah.
When he's running-
See, I'm
oh.
telling you, Sam Jackson's the pick. I'm telling you, Sam Jackson's the pick for that movie thing.
7 Degrees of Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm telling you, you get a lot of good movies. Jurassic Park. I text them later. I was like, guys, Jurassic Park.
Yep.
What was the other one I said in there? I was like Jurassic Park and
Time to Kill.
Yep.
No.
I
That's not
And Die Hard.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Also, Goodfellas. He has a very small part in Goodfellas.
You
And
get Goodfellas.
Changing Lanes.
Changing Lanes with Affleck. Great movie.
Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Anyway, that's good.
Glass. I'm sorry.
I said those.
Any other questions? I think we have time for one more question in the chat, or else I go dig in the Discord. Going one.
I feel like that is like a really great like name for something for the questions. Like, okay, it's time to dig in the Discord. That's where
Dig
we're
in the
gonna find
Discord.
the. That's where we're
Dig in
gonna
the
get the
Discord.
questions this time.
Let's go dig in a
We're gonna
There's
dig
a
in the
new question
Discord.
in there.
Right in.
What?
Oh.
Why is Corey the most guy who wants to be touched in the belly button?
Well, I mean, come on.
Because that's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean-
written by. Oh, I see.
Why is
Yeah.
Corey the most handsomest? I mean, because it's
Oh,
pure
that's very
fact.
kind of you. Shout out. I don't know who wrote that. We're anonymous for now.
Die for
doesn't know how to spell either Nathaniel or Corey.
I wear sunblock outside a lot, trying to keep it
T-zone.
youthful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, it is what, thank you. That's very kind. We won't spend too much time on this question, but why do you guys think?
I'm open to other people's opinions. You know.
The hair.
Everyone got to take a turn
It's the hair.
answering the question.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair.
The hair does it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, the hair on the face. Yeah.
No. Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
As now he's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I?
Oopsie daisy.
And then Tom wrote, "Why does that last
No.
question turn me on so much?" Probably because the
No
jeans,
one wrote
probably
that.
jeans, T-zone, the hair.
Creamin', Cali creamin'.
I can also play that game, Tom.
You know why.
Do you want me to find one last question in the Discord?
I think we're
Yeah.
good. No. Yeah. Let's dig in the Discord.
Last one.
One last one.
Tom did something crazy the other day. He cooked some food and he asked me on a scale of bad to my mom's pillow, how
Oh,
good
yeah.
is this? Which is like an impossible scale if you've ever had
So
his
it
mom's
sucked
cooking.
ass.
No, you just set your bar impossibly high on that one.
Oh, I mean, sorry. There's we already asked one from.
We don't need another question. We're 5 minutes out.
Yeah, we're
from
fine.
the
We're
show.
gonna
We're cool.
end a little early tonight.
Is Brad streaming?
Yeah, who's rating? Who,
I don't care if we get in trouble. I'm playing this song.
Dun, 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 dun. This part will just be muted on the VOD, and then we'll get a copyright strike on YouTube.
Nice. I like it.
I guess if we don't monetize, I guess we'll be fine. Bam, 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 bam,
Oh,
bam.
okay.
Why does it?
Okay, you want fat lip. Okay.
Oh,
There
then
it
how
is.
about?
What were you playing?
In too deep.
Oh.
Also a good one.
Brad, are we rating you?
Instead of going under. He might be working on it. We'll see here. Give it a minute. Brad, let us know.
Brad.
Or if anyone
Brad.
has any suggestions, let us know.
Brad, are you there, Brad? Brad, where are you?
Or I like No Reason by Sum 41. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like he wasn't streaming on it, so I think no Brad stream. For sure.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this song that you think that's in the Spider-Man movie.
It is what we're all about. That's the song.
I know that song.
It's on the Spider-Man album.
Thank you.
Look it up. Would you look it up? Would you look it up? Would you
Wow.
Google it?
Wow. Why don't you be an adult? No.
He gets it.
Yeah, this guy gets it. This guy fucks.
Don't know.
Oh, that's a big push.
Never heard that song in my life.
I played the whole album, man. It's on there.
I mean, I know Nickelback. I know
Emotional damage.
Dashboard Confessional.
Redeeming shit.
There's even like, Dashboard is on the sequel soundtrack. Yes.
The better one
Yes, true.
with True.
True.
With
Aerosmith
Ordinary?
covered the theme in the first album.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Up to y'all. Who do y'all want me to raid? I got Unaleska playing some Phasmophobia. Got Damn It to Hell playing Saints Row. Octoplant playing Outer Wilds. Ali Eldrazi playing Magic the Gathering, and then another person playing Magic the Gathering. Who do you want?
You tell me.
Anyone streaming wrestling on there? Because that'd be nice.
Raslin?
Raw's on right now. Monday Night Raw.
T-Dog's is the seventh name you said.
Ali Eldrazi? Octoplant?
There you go. I don't know.
Wait, 1, 2,
Say it
3,
again.
4, 5, 6, 7. That's Ali Eldrazi.
There you go.
All right. Well, everybody at home, thank you so much for hanging out. We appreciate you. If you're new to Nerd On, welcome. Glad to have you. I think that we had a couple of followers. But check out our website.
Ruindell.
Nerdon.tv. Check out our website. It has all this stuff. We're here throughout the week streaming video games. But that is the show. Take care of
The
yourselves.
raid message is Eldrazi.
I can't raid them actually.
Oh, why?
It says we were unable to raid them at the time.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Maybe they said go fuck us.
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh.
Second option.
Yep.
Unaleska playing Phasmophobia. Y'all like scary stuff.
There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
All right, here it goes. You know the drill. As always,
Nerd on.
Nerd on.
Be the one.